get around them and get them up to speed as much as we can. But getting out in the practice field will be even better. So we're excited about that, and it's important to get our guys prepared and ready to go, and get us guys get us guys healthy as much as we can to game one as well. We're looking forward to preparing for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Jeff, what are your top priorities going into the fall camp? Maybe some things you didn't get quite finished in the spring.
Well, I think it's important that we throw as much at our guys as we can early on. There are some numerous components that have not been here in the spring, so we want to get a chance to look at them in full speed action, doing real football activities in a team setting. So that'll be important to see, how much depth we have at each position. I do think that we have the ability to develop some depth right now at certain positions that we did not have before, which will be great to see. We've got to continue that. And then, of course, like everything, it's about getting guys ready for game one, and then getting that next batch ready to step in when their number's called, and also prepare for the future.
Jeff, do you have any idea how many players you're having camp with the team? And is everybody here that should be here is another thing.
Yeah, I think everyone's here that's supposed to be here. Normally we start camp, just with the normal amount of guys. So, so we feel good about where the roster is in that aspect. There are a few guys that have had off-season surgeries that have recovered, and probably 90% of them are fully cleared, and a few others that it'll take a little time to see how they progress in fall camp.
How do you bring all this together? You've had preseason. Now you're 5 weeks away from your first game, and like you said, there's a lot to do. How do you bring it all together and say, well, we can do this, we can't do that, blah blah blah?
Well, that's what we're supposed to be getting done right now, and I do think nowadays summer workouts and summer planning and making sure we do enough things to challenge them to prepare, just like it was practice, and then of course they're able to run some player practices on their own after we work with them a little bit is vital to success. So I think they're up to speed to a certain degree. At the same time, they don't have pads on at that point, so to get them in full pads and see them, run things and learn things and play together and, see who definitely are our playmakers will be important. But I think it's, that's what we're going to do every year. I think every year it's going to be like that as well, where you're going to have guys coming back and new pieces to the team, and you got to prepare that way and piece that together as quickly and as efficiently as you can.
Have you changed sort of how you do things in terms of like install or things early on in fall practice, considering you have so many new guys, maybe different from other years?
Well, what we try to do is, a lot of these guys have been here throughout the spring, and then we have a component of guys that are new. And, the summer is planned out accordingly, where we're running ball plays and running our defense and offense and doing special teams and going over all those things. So while there are certain rules you have to abide by and adhere to, at the same time, you can get in a lot of work. And these guys have been here, and over the years, it's different than over 30 years ago when I played. But they do a lot in the summer, and they put a lot of time in, and it's mapped out, and they're over at the facility, and it's really not optional. So I just think that you have to utilize that. It can't just be a free for all and throw the ball out. You've got to prepare. So I just think that's part of it. And now it's about us fully being on the field in pads, and we should be able to prepare and know what to do. And everyone who's here, no matter when they got here, it's up to us and our job to get them ready to play. And if they don't know what they're doing, then it's our fault.
You said it was different than when you played. What was the difference 30 years ago? And can't believe it's that long. But
Quite a bit. It was quite different. Back in those days, you showed up in the summer and worked out and grabbed a card and filled it out and did as much as you can, and that was optional. That's changed years ago, and it's just very. Yeah, I'm sure every team's doing it. If not, I'm sure they should be. But you've got to map those things out. And, these guys are here. They're taking classes in the summer. They're going through workouts. They're in our weight room. They're training. They're rehabbing injuries. They're conditioning, and we're able to do things on the field. And that rule changed a couple years ago where we can do a little bit more on the field with them than we used to as far as individual instruction. And you have to utilize that. It's vital to do that. And really the kids want to do that as much as possible. So I just think that, we try not to, burn them out, so to speak. But they want to be here and they want to put in the work. And it's up to us to make sure we're around as much as we can to help them prepare.
Jeff, a couple weeks ago, you said that TJ Capers was still kind of coming back from a knee injury. Is he full go now, or is he still very much trying to come back from that injury?
He is not full go yet. He had knee surgery after his season. Things have gone well. We just got him here a little while ago, so we want to make sure we get him fully healthy before we get him out there going full speed. But he's making progress, and I think he's getting closer, but that'll still take some time.
Coach, you guys have 8 open practices. Just talk about the decision to do that and what that means for the program to have fans come out and see them 8 times this fall camp.
Well, I think it's very important, and my mentor, Coach Snellberger, was the best at it and fully believed in it. I know nowadays not many people do it, but, we want to, and I think it's important to include the fan base and anybody who wants to be a part of the program and see what's going on. And, there's nothing we're hiding. I want guys and our players to see the support that's out there and the people that are interested in watching them compete and get ready for the season. I want them to add a little excitement to the practice and let them know that, there's a lot of people depending on them to go out and perform at a high level and want to see them succeed and want to be a part of it. And I just think it, is a lot more fun that way. Are there a few things we got to be careful of what we show and do? I'm sure there is, but at the same time, we got to be good enough coaches to be able to change things up and do what we need to do to win, and know that we'll have time to prepare for each opponent weekly. But right now, it's about playing football, learning the game. We want the fans to be a part of it. We want them to come out during game day as well. But I definitely want to continue that and do that as much as possible. I'm excited about Jack. He's worked really hard, and that's always been a strength of his. He puts in the time. He puts in the effort. He's a great leader. He's really bought into getting to know his teammates here as quickly as he can. He's done a really good job in the spring. I see him putting in extra work all the time. He came here for a purpose. He wants to be great. He wants to challenge himself to help this football team win. He was able to play some pretty good football last year, even though they weren't able to win as many games as he would like, and he wants to be on a winning football team and try to do something special. And I think he's definitely battle tested. He's got the experience that you're looking for at that position, which is hard to do. He's been through the ups and downs. He knows my positive traits and negative traits. We know each other. But at the same time, he's a competitor, and he's been really good with the other quarterbacks, getting them up to speed on maybe how we do things slightly different here and there. And even the young guys and Pierce and those guys, teaching them what he knows. So I just think he's really been a positive influence and a great addition to this point.
Jeff, there's a lot of, when you take this job, there's a lot of outside things pulling at you. Obviously, you have a lot of family and friends in town. Does this kind of feel like turning the page, a new chapter today? It's like, okay, this is the football season. Now we can really, focus and get locked in and kind of block out everything else and just kind of get ready.
Well, it does, and I've enjoyed being back, and I think it is important that myself and everybody realize this. To me, the great part about winning here is it can be not only just a family affair, but a full city affair. And this town wants to see sports succeed. They want to do great things. They want to challenge themselves against any city across the country and any program, and we want to help try to put a great product on the field. So there's a lot that goes into it, but it's important that the fans in this town know that we're going to give everything we have. We're going to lay it on the line. We're going to try to win as much as we can. We want them to feel part of it. These players want to win. It's important to them. They really do work hard, and they want to do great things. And as a former player, former coach who's coached here, and native of the city, I understand how important it is and what it means. So we're going to do everything in our power to try to put a good product on the field.
As a quick follow-up, Kenny Payne kind of talked about that TBT, how it affected him with the crowd. You were there for a couple of games. Did that kind of have the same impact on you, kind of like going back to when you were a kid being in there and you see the fan base so excited about something?
Well, I enjoyed it, and it was fun to watch. And it was fun to watch the former players go out there and compete that did great things when they were here. They understand what it means to work hard and try to win a championship and what it brings to the city and all the positives that come with that. And, but they understand the work that's required to do that. And it was fun to watch those games. A lot of fans were out in full force, and yes, a lot of players. I'm sure Kenny's basketball players saw that, but that's what winning can do. And if you're willing to put in the work and willing to work at it, lay it on the line, it can bring a lot of people together, and everybody can have a lot of fun. And at the same time, you've got to be tough enough to handle some losses and some defeats and work through it, but realize that the prize at the end can be really fun for all.
Jeff, kind of going back to Jack, you talked about how he wants to be great. With him having so much experience as a college football player, quarterback, 4 years with you and then 1 year at Cal, what more do you feel like he has to prove, or how much more does he has to get better to be that great quarterback, or maybe where he wants to be?
Well, quarterback play is unique, where you've just got to be efficient in a lot of things, and his work ethic is there, his intelligence level is there. Executing, helping his team win is really the difference maker for quarterbacks. Is can you elevate your team and help them win? And sometimes it's not all due to your play, and sometimes the loss isn't all due to your play, but that's how it's perceived. And I just think we're going to try to build this team around his strengths, utilize the talent we have. He's got to play efficient, smart football, be a great leader, be tough, and be able to handle the adversity that comes up. But I just think he's been battle-tested a great deal at this point. That's much harder to teach than you think. You kind of have to go through it, and he has. So I would hope that we can help him have a great last year, and he can help his football team win games.
Just since you've been coaching, which goes back a ways, how much has this first week of camp, first days of fall camp changed, even the last couple of years with this post-spring transfer window, and you got completely new guys coming in that weren't even here in the spring? Has it changed the way you start practice at all, or changed the timing of the start of practice?
Well, rules change every year. To be quite honest, we've adjusted our practice schedule more over the years than maybe others, and I think the game is kind of catching up to that to a certain degree. What's gone on is these guys train year-round now. They put in a lot of time in the summer. Is it important to go out there and grind and work hard and sweat and be out there a long time? Yes, it is, but at the same time it's important to get your best players to game one healthy and to get them fresh. So I think we try to combine the perfect combination of getting work in and also trying to get to that first game healthy. I think we try to combine a perfect combination of we've got to, football really comes down to 11 on 11. So people can throw the ball around all summer they want. They can play 7 on 7. It doesn't really, it's not real football. And so we have as much 11 on 11, good on good work as we can in camp to get our guys accustomed to going against the best competition they can. We'll continue that through the season, probably more so than others, where we go good on good and our best against our best to understand the speed of the game in each and every week. So I think we've mapped it out pretty good. It slightly changes every year. It's based on how much depth you have and the veterans you have on your team. But, yes, there are some newcomers that we need to see in live bullets. We need to see how they react to good things and bad things happening. But to this point, what we've been able to see in the summer has been good, and I think these guys should be able to help our team. They've been good teammates to this point, and we're hopeful that the chemistry is good as we continue to move forward.
Jeff, you on the offensive line during the spring, you said you had to get better there. You've brought in a bunch of guys since then. What do you expect out of the competition that you're going to see there in fall camp with all those new guys?
Well, just the other day we were going over our depth chart and how to rotate guys and get them ready for practice, and yes, we have more depth there, and that is really good to see. Now, some of them, we haven't seen them full pads and go full speed, so I don't want to judge it too soon, but I think we definitely have depth and competition. We would like to play, more than one deep and get other guys ready to go, just in case things happen, to keep guys fresh. We've always done a pretty decent job of that, so that's been encouraging to this point, and I think. Just getting those guys up to speed on how we call things, making quick decisions, being able to react and understand and adjust to what you're seeing on defense is always important. The communication part, as far as physically, a lot of times they can do that. It's just recognizing and being intelligent in how we teach and making sure they know exactly what they're doing on every play. But I've been encouraged at this point.
You said your goal, or one of your goals, is to win now. That covers a lot of ground, of course, from 7-5 to 12-0. How do you define success? What, with this team, your first team, what's a successful season in your eyes?
Well, we don't talk about goals a whole lot, but we do at the beginning of camp. And without question, we always want to try to win the ACC championship. That's always going to be a goal of ours, and it's going to be this year as well. We always want to try to, win our home games and win any time we play on this field, and that's going to be another goal as well. And we always want to try to beat our rival, and which we all know who that is. So all those things are important. We won't shy away from it. I can't predict exactly how this season will go, but you just, unfortunately from our end, it's got to be a one-game season every week, and you've got to prepare as much as you can for that opponent. Put everything you got into it, coaches and players, and lay it on the line and hope to win. And if you win, you got to be able to do it again and not pat yourself on the back at all and take it easy the next week, or you will lose. Same time, if you lose, you got to be able to keep that confidence and use that as motivation and drive you to work even harder so that doesn't happen again. And I just think if you're able to stay balanced and know that it's a one-game season every week and block out anything else, normally good things are going to happen. But if you allow any of that to affect you, or you look down the road, or you don't take one team, if you take one team for granted, it's going to catch up with you. So I just think we talk about it a lot, but we need to back that up. So it's just a matter of putting the best effort forth every day and getting better, challenging ourselves, and hope that we can have the toughness and composure to compete every week to win the football game.
Jeff, when it gets to this point in the season, about a month out from the start of the season, what kind of feelings are going through you? Is coming back to your alma mater, coming back to your hometown? What kind of emotions of you as we start practice a month out from the season?
Well, I've watched a lot of videotape of our first opponent at night here lately, just to make sure I'm up to speed. So you just you really go back and you dive into things even deeper, and you realize that the time to watch a baseball game on TV or do something simple that needs to wait till after the season. So that's important, and I'm excited to see our guys compete. Like everyone knows, there's some new pieces. I want to see what they can do. I want to have some fun with it. I want our guys to enjoy trying to be great at what they do. I want them to enjoy trying to defeat the person on the other side of the ball each and every play, and have some fun with it. And I just think if we can make it competitive and fun, and everybody's working hard, good things will happen. But you've got to take things on head on. You got to not back down. You got to be willing to lay it on the line each and every week. And if you do that, you can achieve whatever you want. But it's got to be consistent, and you've got to be able to stick together and continue to fight through it no matter what's going on. And everybody at this time of year thinks they can win every game. It's just not the reality of it. So you got to be able to handle losses when they come. You got to be able to press forward and realize that that's part of the game. At the same time, yeah, it'd be great to win every one, but preaching a one-game season is how we try to get through that.